Hey guys, Mike here with Grinding Gears Garage. Getting ready to work on our 400EX shocks. These are actually going on our LT250R, but this works for 400EX all the years, obviously. So what we're doing is we're replacing our bushings. As you can see, our stock bushings and seals in the bottom are pretty worn out. Then we're missing the center pin, we don't have it. And we're going to redo our top bushing as well. So bought our kit from All Balls Racing once again. They're local. They're a great company. We can't say enough about them. They're fantastic. Went and picked this up this morning. Excuse me. So the kit comes with four new oil seals for top, two bottom, a new sleeve, a new pin. There's your new sleeve, and then the new top bearing. It's a spherical bearing, it's quite nice. And then these two end caps for the spherical bearing. So it's a pretty small kit, pretty straightforward. You're going to need two of them, one for each shock. So first things first, we're going to work on getting our old sleeve out and getting our oil seals. As you can see, ours are fighting us. So we're going to put this in our vise. Show you guys a little trick on how to get these oil seals out. Alright, so obviously our shock is broken down a lot further than you need it to be. We're getting some things powder coated. So since we had everything apart, we figured we'd put new bearings and bushings in. So we just have our little screwdriver here and a hammer. We're just going to drive the side of our seal in. Just like so. And boom. There, our seal popped right out. And now you can get a better look at how this bearing kind of works. It's not a bearing, it's more of a bushing. But here you can now see the sleeve. You can see the little lip right there. We're going to use a socket to press that out. It's kind of a tight fit. But there's another oil seal on the back side. Just going to release our shock, spin her on over, do the same thing to the side. There we go, that one was fighting us a little bit. So we got that out. We're going to set up here and press out our inner sleeve so we can press in our new one. So what we were able to do is we thought we were going to be able to press it out and catch it with a socket, but every socket was just either too big or too small. So we got our large 3/8 punch here, and we're actually able to catch the socket, or the sleeve rather, and I'll spin this so you guys can see. We're able to catch it just enough, alternating back and forth, able to pop it out. So there we go. Old sleeve out. So we're going to take a sanding disc and very lightly clean up the bore here of our shock. Try and clean up all this rust along the edge here and here in the cylinder. Sand this bore out nicely, and then we're going to install our new sleeve with our new pin and our oil seals. Alright, so we took our sander, cleaned all the bore up. Looks nice. So we're going to take our new sleeve and we're going to very carefully install it into the shock. You want to try your best to not ding this up at all or score the outer ring here. So we're going to line her up in the bore, and we're going to take our dead blow or our rubber mallet, and we are going to drive it into the shock. You could use something to push it in with. I would recommend using something that is larger. A good trick we found is you can use your vise here acts like a press. Drive it in. And then we found a 17 millimeter, I believe it is. Fits perfect over the you can see, we actually got a little bit more to go there. But then once we're gonna grab maybe our punch here, we're gonna drive it in the last little bit. You want to be very careful though not to ding it up. Worst case, we have a little burr right there. We're gonna take our sander, just whip it around real quick. Not gonna take any material, just clean it up. Gonna take our punch here. There we go. Just nice and flush. We could go a little bit more if we wanted to, but it's in there. It's good. We are going to take our sander, just clean that edge up a little bit. No big deal. She's good to go. We're going to install our pin, show you guys how to do the oil rings, and then we're going to move on to the top bearing. So we got our new spacer here, our sleeves installed. Going to use our press again, or our bench vise, to drive in our sleeve. And if everything's installed right, it goes in like a dream. There is a coating on the spacer here in the center, so as you slide it in, you'll notice just a little bit coming off, nothing major. So now we got our insert installed. We're going to take our new oil seals and we're going to install them into the bottom of the shock body. Now there's two different styles for your shock. Obviously the upper uses a little bit different style. The lower uses a normal, it's kind of like a normal oil seal. Nothing special. You're just going to tap that on in. Flip it over. Same thing to the back side. Now normally your spring would be on your shock. Obviously ours is removed right now for powder coating. But pretty much the same thing, just got to be careful. Your spring that you don't bend it putting in the bench vise. So there we go. Our new bushing is in the bottom part of our shock. You're obviously going to repeat this for the other end, or other shock I should say. And for the other end, it's a little bit different. This is a rubber mount from stock, and we are going to put a spherical bearing in its place from all balls. So we're going to take we used a 15 millimeter socket, and we have our 1-inch socket to catch our old bearing. This one popped out pretty easy on the last one. So just line it up. There we go. Very little effort. There's our old upper bushing. We are going to take our sander again. Just clean this pocket out. There's a little bit of corrosion on there, as you can see. So we're just going to clean that up. And we're going to put our spherical bearing into the upper part of our shock. So here we have our spherical bearing from All Balls. This thing is real smooth, real nice. Hopefully it'll make a ride difference in our LT250R and hopefully in your 400EX. So we have our 15 millimeter again. We are going to take our new spherical bearing, line her up, and take our dead blow again. Just give it a few taps to line it up. We're going to take our 15 and go ahead and use our bench vise to do the work of our press. Obviously you can use a floor press if you have one. We like to just change things up every now and then. There we go. So our new spherical bearing is installed, and it is a little stiff inside the pocket, but if you take a punch, you can see she moves quite freely. So we're going to set up now, and we're going to do our upper seals. We're not 100% sure if we're going to use these on our LT250R. The pocket is slightly different for a shock, so it doesn't fit 100%. It's a little tight. But pretty much you have these metal rings here and your oil seals. All we did was you got your numbers out on your oil seal, which they pop out and fit. But anyway, these metal rings just sit inside the oil seal, and they go against the top mount of your shock, like so. We're going to try to fit this one on our LT, see how it works. But that's pretty much it. Pretty straightforward on how to do your shock, bearing, bushing. It's quite simple. Hopefully that'll give us a way nicer ride on our LT. Our stock shocks were blown. These are in way better condition, thankfully. So we are going to clean these up, give them a nice fresh coat of spray paint, and the front end on our LT is going to be done. We're going to be moving on to the rear, and we are going to do all new bearings and bushings in the rear end, tear down the motor, do a fresh gasket set and everything. So thanks for watching, guys. Once again, subscribe, shoot us a comment if you got any questions. We installed a nice little LED light bar. We got rid of the stock headlight. So thanks for watching, guys. Once again, we appreciate all your support. Have a good one.